Hey, welcome back, guys. So today we are gonna actually start on the maintenance work on the Sport Cross IS300 wagon, and we need to get some of this maintenance stuff done so we can hopefully post this car up for sale and make some kind of profit on it. So before we start, I just want to please ask you guys again, if you guys like the content, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers and hopefully get monetized at some point so that YouTube can pay for some of this child's play stuff that we're doing around here. So please subscribe and comment down any thoughts that you guys may have and give me a thumbs up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the IS300 and start on the maintenance. And we'll be starting with the rear pads, and then we'll go from there. And yeah, let's see how far we get today. Stick around. Look at this. We need a special key for that one. And of course, Lexus comes in this fancy little pouch, leather pouch. Alright, let's get this wheel off and start on the rear pads. Alright, was able to get both of these pistons in. Now, get back onto here. I'm just gonna add a little bit of grease to these, and yeah, go from there. Although this does have a weird material where it looks like you wouldn't even need grease. These weren't installed, but this came with the new ones. So let's see if we can't figure this out. Alright, so I think I got this figured out. So this goes in first, this little spring, and that keeps tension of the pads off the rotor when they're not being used. And this goes underneath. Somehow, like this. Okay, so finally, after struggling with these clips and the clip underneath, finally got the clip, the pin through, and then the little pin to prevent this big pin from coming out. Alright, so that's the passenger rear. Now we're gonna drop everything down and do the same thing on the other side. But of course I won't bore you with that. I'll just repeat on that side, and then we will go ahead and move to the front. And then after the front, we're either gonna do the oil or the spark plugs. Probably the oil, because I don't know when it was last changed, and it's better to just have fresh oil in the car. And then we'll jump on the spark plugs, filter, engine filter, cabin filter, and maybe even the belt. But anyways, okay, let's continue. Okay guys, so these are the front brakes, all over the place. Finally was able to get these pads on. Took off the caliper, pushed the pistons in, and we're able to put on these new pads. Now the old ones, look at that, pretty much gone. Yeah, so new ones have a ton. If it would focus, has a lot of meat on them. The only problem with these new ones were, so one side comes with a bigger, this piece right here that goes on the inside top, and then these outside ones shouldn't have anything on the ears, but these ones did. So what I did was I had to basically just snap these off, and then they fit perfectly, and that's where I snapped it off. Okay, well, driver front, new pads installed. The rotors are still good, a ton of life left, no lip. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this together. We'll repeat the same thing over on the other side, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so now the third thing we're gonna do is we gotta replace this light bulb here, this license plate light bulb, because I'm getting on the dash, I'm getting a light, a brake light, and even though all of the brake lights work, because I checked, so every time I hit the brake, there it is, that brake light always comes on. So I checked all the lights, and everything, all the brake lights, and they all work except for that license plate light. I don't know if that's what's causing that, but I would imagine if all the other brake lights are working, then maybe, or all the lights are on, that maybe that, because of that light, we have that dash indication. So we took off all the plastics. Over here they're all on clips. There's only one screw in the handle. And yeah, and now we gotta remove a couple of these bolts. There's one right here, one in there, and then one in there. And then this should allow this whole unit to come out, and then we'll be able to get to these light bulbs. So we'll change those out real quick, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Probably the air filter up front in the engine, and then the cabin filter on the passenger side, and we'll go from there. So stick around. Alright guys, so I was able to take the one on the right side out right here, and it's just a quarter turn to the left and they pop right out. So let's get these swapped out, put back in, put the 4 bolts back. You didn't even need to remove those 4 bolts. Yeah, anyways, so extra work done for no reason, but live and learn. Okay, so let's get these replaced, put back, put everything back together, and on to the next thing. Alright guys, we're going to try and do the cabin air filter next. So everything is just going to kind of drop. There you go. See if I can bring you guys in here. Cover there. That's upwards. Ugh. A little dirty. Alright. Let's see what we're gonna do here. This one's got a bunch of trash in it. Good thing we're changing it. Oops. Stay, don't fall. Alright. Now we just push these sides. Bam, job done. Alright, now engine air filter. Let's get Alright guys, real quick. I know I've said this in the past, but guys, please subscribe and like these videos if you enjoy them. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your guys' help to accomplish that. So please subscribe and like this, and if you guys have anything to say, well, say it down in the comments below. So that being said, yeah, thanks again for your guys' support. All right, let's get this air filter swapped out. Who knows, it could be good, it could be bad. I'm gonna do it anyways. A single 10mm on this side. Oh, would you look at this? This just comes off. All that work. I'm trying to remove everything, and you don't even need to do all that. All right. Well then, this is nearly perfect. And it's actually a Toyota brand. So we'll keep this one in here. Well, that was easy. All right, put everything back together and an oil change. All right. Let's get this oil drained. I don't even think I can get to the oil filter. It's in the worst spot ever. Dislodge the washer that was stuck to the pan. Drain, baby, drain. I'm gonna try and remove the filter. Let me take you guys there. Show you in what terrible of a spot. Right there. All right. Finally got that stupid oil filter in there. And there's no other way of doing it than stuffing your hand all the way like this and getting on it. And to be honest, it barely fits through here and wants to get stuck. So yeah, anyways, and of course it makes a big mess underneath. Because there's an odd space over here where it sits. Anyways, that was probably probably the worst oil filters to get to. So glad that's done. Now let's fill her up and yeah, go from there. According to Google, 5.7 quarts. Let's go. The oil's going down. The oil's going here. Whew. That 5 quart's starting to get heavy. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get the car off the ramps. 5 quarts is enough for now, just to get it off the ramps. We'll add the last quart almost, check the dipstick, and we're done with the oil change. All right, guys, well, that's gonna be that for this episode on the Lexus. Stick around for when we do the second part of it, where we go ahead and do the spark plugs, the lower ball joints, and the drive belt. So stick around, and also for those who have been around, don't forget, or rather, we didn't forget about the Prelude, and we'll be back on this here shortly. Like you guys saw in the last video, we have a head gasket issue, and so we'll be doing that next. We'll be changing out the timing belt and everything else that, you know, while you're in there, you might as well do. So stick around. We're gonna continue working on this, so we haven't forgot about it. And yeah, thanks to everyone who's been sticking around, and yeah, we'll see how far we get on that Lexus.